for the U.S. to pull that off. Jack Hughes is going to go down in history and got his teeth knocked out earlier in the game. I was telling my hockey team, if he does not replace those teeth with gold teeth, I mean, what are you use?
From the Bay.
Welcome to We the Thunder. Just when you thought you got over the Stadium Series, we've got gold in America, men's and women's ice hockey. So we've got to recap a little bit of the Olympics. And guess what? We've got a 3-game show for you. I think maybe you're only our first or second of the season. So get ready for the pregame. Remember, once we get to the playoffs, we go live before or after every playoff game. So for folks that don't know, this is We the Thunder. We're a couple of fans that like to watch the Tampa Bay Lightning. My name is Rob. They call me Shooter.
My pronouns are USA.
And with me to my left, probably
I can't wait to see what my pronouns are.
To my left, to your right, we have Thomas Schooley.
Feather duster, croissant, les miserables, first catcher, Luke Robitaille, D'Artagnan, Perrier, Friend Tarkin, Don Peanut Buster, Parfait.
Contrary to popular belief, Thomas Schooley is not French Canadian. All right.
I heard Robitaille and I hear Fran Tankerton. I don't know.
We've got a Lightning review coming on at about 6:30. We've got to talk about last night's game. We've got to talk about tonight's game. But first, let's talk about the gold medal USA hockey team. Both men and women win gold for USA Hockey. Thomas, you didn't join us on the live stream. I had a spot for you. Look, does it let me switch to this? Were we still on here? I had a spot for you right there. But you were not there. You were busy. But man, did you think USA was going to pull this off? Literally, they should be calling this. I think people are calling this the miracle in Milan.
Listen, it was first, let's talk about the women. You know, they set the precedent. They got that. They went to overtime. They got that late goal there. They went to overtime, win it in overtime with a great fake move, and then past Canada's goalie. Fitting Olympics as some of the ones we have known in women's hockey were retiring in both U.S. and Canada. So it was a great mix of old and new. Then you get to the men's a couple days later, and why would it not be the same outcome as the women's? You had a very low scoring game, goalie game. Hellebeck was out of his mind, and he's been doing shitty for Winnipeg. So, you know, he's been the reigning Venza champion. He won the Hart last year, and this year has not played up to those standards. But he was out of his mind. And then you had Bennington for Canada, who has not been great in St. Louis. Many people thought should not have been in goal for there. And he played spectacular too. Now, it could be Grubauer was injured and could not play that game. So I think maybe Bennington got the call because of that. But, you know, and then in overtime, you had who else but Jack Hughes, who has been like America's kid for the U.S., where you had Celebrini for Canada, and he just snipes it and wins the game.
Yeah, unbelievable game. I mean, Canada.
No better pitcher than that pitcher with him with that flag over and the teeth missing and the blood in his teeth. That pitcher is going to be used every Olympics for the next several years.
Oh yeah, they're gonna remember that forever. Remember, we haven't seen this team win gold since 1980, and before that, it was 1960. And the glue that keeps this all together is the Brock Nelson family, who's been involved with all of them, which is crazy. The oldest looking 32-year-old man you'll ever see. Yeah, what an unbelievable. The whole tournament was awesome. It felt like the whole time we were just waiting for USA Canada again. The rematch from, we got a taste of it last year with the four nations. They got the best of us with the game winner with McDavid. And man, they were marching their guys out there. McDavid, McKinnon, Celebrini, Makar. Even in that overtime, it was those three in overtime out there most of the time. And for the U.S. to pull that off, Jack Hughes is going to go down in history and got his teeth knocked out earlier in the game. I was telling my hockey team, if he does not replace those teeth with gold teeth, I mean, what do you use? So it was cool to watch the whole thing. And by the way,
Canada did have also their captain out. Sidney Crosby was injured. And both teams had scares in earlier rounds where they both had to go to overtime to even make it to the gold medal game. And both gave up, what was it, like 5 or 4 goals apiece. So it was really crazy to see this gold medal game end up in a 2-1 after I think it was the game before for both of them. I think both of them gave up. I think it was 5-4 in ending in overtime. That U.S. almost got beat by Sweden, and Canada almost got beat by, I forget who it was, but they both survived to make it into that round.
Quinn Hughes was the hero in that Sweden game in overtime. So those Hughes brothers, poor Luke, who's the lower end of the Hughes brothers, did not play on the team, but I'm sure he's proud of his brothers. But no, what did you think of 3-on-3? Because you even saw Cooper say after the game, like, how are we really gonna let 3-on-3 decide this? And that wasn't his exact quote, but he said something like, how are you gonna let what was it, 6 or 8 guys on the ice choose who's going to win the goal? Do you think that they should really make that more like the NHL rules where it's going to be 5-on-5? And by the way, it wasn't like the NHL rules before because it was 5-on-5 for overtime. And then they went to a shootout where the playoffs is continuous overtime, 5-on-5. Do you think they really should address and change that? Because 3-on-3 is a little chintzy. We were talking about it during the intermission before overtime. We knew it wasn't going to last long, and it lasted, 2 minutes?
I listen. I think they should leave it like that. Number one, it opens up a lot of the ice. Number two, you had 60 minutes on 5-on-5, and that's how you got to this predicament. So go 3-on-3 where it's going to open up the ice and you're going to have a better chance of getting a winner. Who wants what we had in the bubble with the Tampa Bay Lightning going, 8 overtimes to finally win it?
No, 5. 8 overtimes is extreme.
we don't want that, so let's stick to the 3-on-3 and get it over with.
Well, and how about the injuries? Like, knock on wood, no Lightning players got injured, although you could say Hedman got injured because he mysteriously missed the USA game and got pulled from warmups. But Crosby's out 4 weeks. Rattanen's out for Dallas. Fiala is out for the season for LA, and that happened in one of the first games. And I personally think Nate McKinnon was pretty rattled after that huge hit he took in the first couple rounds. So injuries did really happen in this tournament.
Grubauer was injured.
Yeah, so the Lightning kind of got lucky. We saw Hedman play last night, so it wasn't long term with him.
Did we?
But he played. He was in there.
We saw them on the ice last night.
But man, like what a tournament, what a win to have hockey back in the Olympics. I feel like we've just been waiting for this forever. And hopefully they keep it going. I don't think there's any way that they can remove it now? Like after what we saw and witnessed, there's no going back. What are you going to do? Go back and say, oh, we're going to get college players or amateur players to play in the Olympics? I hope, and I think it is part of the NHL's plan to just continue in this to be part of the overall presentation with
I
NHL
saw that
playing in the Olympics.
Gary Bettman talked to the Olympic Committee today that they do not want the games to be that early in the U.S. anymore. That if the NHL players are going to continue in this, that it's going to have to be later games for hockey.
I know. I was kind of hoping that Sunday game would be a little bit later, but that was the last event of the Olympics. After that, it was closing ceremonies and head back on a plane. Speaking of heading back on a plane, by the way, we've got Lightning review coming here, so you'll see a missing box here.
Real quick, do we want to talk about what people are asking about the ceremony last night?
No, I want to know. We're talking about planes. I want to know who you're sitting with on the plane ride back.
Oh, 7. I already put the 7. So I can tell them how much of a dicks they are.
So you're going to sit there for 8 hours and just tell the Kachuk brothers that they're dicks.
Yes. Well, then look who's in front of me and look who's on the other side of me and look who's up. I don't want to be up there with Torts. I've heard enough of him over the years. I certainly don't want to. I think Matthews will take my snacks from me, so I don't want to be near him. Goalies, I can barely understand Hellebuck, so no, thank you. One, the Hughes brothers, that would have been fun. I would have found some way to be a fourth Hughes brother.
I'm going with the Hughes brothers. And then the only other thing about the Olympics, and we'll move on, is I really think that Hellebuck got screwed. Like, how are we going to keep giving McDavid awards for tournaments he does not win? Like, what the hell? Last year was Conn Smythe, right? Or was it the year before? Forget, because he keeps making the finals and they keep losing. But either way, he's won the Conn Smythe, lost the Stanley Cup. He's won the MVP of the Olympics, didn't win the gold medal. I just thought that was ridiculous.
And I saw a report that they had to vote on it by the end of first intermission,
which is way too soon. And that game, Hellebuck like stood on his head to help the USA win the game. And I know it's not just one game. You go back the entire tournament. They let Swayman play the one game. He was awful. He let in a goal at half ice, shot from half ice.
But they did change the sites after that game because the sight lines for the goalies, and it wasn't just the US, but the US was the first one to make it public. Other teams did complain. The sight lines for the goalies matched the puck, so they could not track the puck coming in. So they did change the graphics on the boards so that they were not black anymore, because that was the problem that goalies were having.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
But that's interesting. All right. Yeah. But I mean, awesome tournament. It's crazy that we've had a couple weeks off. We only took 1 week off of this show. But it was really fun. It was, I see Tate popped up there. Tate did a good job when we went live doing the play-by-play. So we were talking about doing some more play-by-play for some maybe virtual Lightning parties for some away games. So maybe some more of that to come. But man, I don't think anything is going to really top Team USA winning gold here.
Which was better, seeing that or being at the Stadium Series?
Well, the Stadium Series, because I was there. And, well, I don't know. Like, the Stadium Series might never happen again. USA winning gold could happen because I feel like we've seen USA hockey over the last 20 years just inch its way towards Canada. And we still had no business winning that game on paper. McDavid, McKinnon, Celebrini, this was like his coming out party. The guy's only 19.
Why a Florida boy? A Florida boy wins it.
Yeah. And so you've seen Team USA just take these massive strides to put themselves in the same category as a Canada, as a Russia. Be really interested to see what would happen if Russia played in that tournament, and
Yeah,
hopefully
I really think you really have to have Russia in this next one. I don't care what's going on. You really have to put politics aside. I see here where Tate's saying country came together for all of 2 minutes, and then it was all political. We need to start taking political out of sports and just play the fucking game and let all these countries play. Russia had 6 athletes there that had to go under a unified flag. Why couldn't they allow an Olympic team?
I noticed that. I saw one of the figure skaters with the Unified Nations or whatever. They said she's from Russia. Why couldn't they figured that out? I mean, all these guys that are going to play for Team Russia live here in the U.S. anyway. And then going back to your point about, everyone coming together, like that's the cool part about the Olympics is we can cheer for hockey with, our friends that cheer for the Florida Panthers. And then of course, like hours after Team USA wins, the political turmoil has to change everything. And like people are going after these guys on Team USA. Honestly, what do you expect them to say? They're on a call with the president. He says,
well, here we go right here. I'm ashamed of the men's team. Here we go. Getting political.
He says our president is known to say stupid shit all the time. Yep. These guys are on the phone after celebrating, having the best moment of maybe their entire lives. You think they're going to like talk shit to the president? And like, they got caught in a moment. Like, and a lot of them have said like, we don't agree with what he said, but in the moment, like on that phone call that we all heard, like, you really think that they're going to be like quick enough to be like, wait a minute, and call out the president of the United States on the phone? I mean, come on. Be realistic about it. You can't blame these guys for that. And you can't blame them for getting invited to the White House, something that a lot of them are never going to have a chance to do, whether you like the president or not. That's set aside.
Real quick, for centuries, the winner in every sport goes to the White House. It never was about who the president was. It was about the honor of winning and going to the White House, whether it was collegiate sports, whether it was professional sports, no matter what it was. You can date it back way, way back to everybody that wins goes to the president. Only in the last, I'd say 15, 20 years did it become, well, if you go, you agree with that president. If you don't go, you're standing up to that president. And then it's for the people that don't go, it's why did you not go? Or if you did go, why are you going? And that's all you saw over Facebook is I stand with this player and I stand with this player. And then Jake started getting heat. Okay, Jake had already been there before with the Pittsburgh Penguins, with Trump as the president before. It doesn't matter what your political stance is. To get to go to the highest building in the U.S. and get to visit the White House, that is a dream for many people. When I went to Washington, D.C., I didn't like the president that was in the office, but guess what? I wanted a tour of that White House. I didn't get to because they weren't allowing tours at that time, but I did get the U.S. Capitol tour. And it is an awesome thing to go to. So to tear any player down because they declined it or want to know reasoning behind it, who cares? They just didn't want to go, or they did go. Jake wanted to. Most of the players that declined it had a game last night. Yes, there was some players that had to play last night that still went, but most of the players, well, every single player that did not go to it had to play last night. And Jake said, I've been gone from my family for 2 weeks. I went there before. I wanted to be back with my family. And they have, 3 games in 4 days? And he wanted to be back here with this team.
Yeah. Anyway, my point is, don't blame these guys. They got caught in a situation, and if anything, what Trump said was stupid and ignorant for sure, with the whole women's team and kind of laughing off about them coming. And of course, the women's team comes out and says, we're not coming. And I don't blame them after kind of the comments that were made. So anyway, let's move on. There's more fun stuff to talk about.
Did you like the presentation the Lightning did last night?
Yeah,
for the Olympians.
But the little video with all the players, the most interesting part was at the very end when Austin Matthews was name and image was flashed on the screen. And it was a mix. But a surprising number of claps for Austin Matthews. So, he's American. He won gold for us. He was in the Toronto Maple Leafs jersey last night, and Andrew from Sticks of Fire was sitting in front of us, and he clapped for him, and he turned around and said, "That is the last time I will ever clap for Austin Matthews." I thought that's acceptable.
I thought it should have been, I put out the Jack Hughes tribute there in New Jersey. I really thought they could have done more for Getsel, and they probably should have done more for Getsel. This was a once in a lifetime experience for a player that caliber. And I thought they could have done more. I mean, every time the arena started chanting USA, it got like shut down by music each time. Same thing with the Vasi chant last night. They started the Vasi chant when he had some amazing saves, and then all of a sudden the music comes on and shuts that out rather than the Vasi on the boards. And by the way, last night, people that were chanting "Ref, you suck," just know that's not the chant that was going around. It was "Go Leafs, go." It was Toronto's fans cheering for the Leafs. And then all of a sudden our fans started the "Ref, you suck" chant. And they were right. Both the calls were offsides.
Yeah. So, but
I called that second one.
You did. So yeah. Before the game even started, we find out John Cooper's not going to be there. He will also not be behind the bench tonight. So this will actually mark the third time this season tonight where the Lightning will play without John Cooper. Hey, so far, and Rob Zettler takes over head coaching duties for him. So far, not bad. 2-0. Rob Zettler might win the Jack Adams this year before Cooper does. He's undefeated, so he's got to keep it going tonight up in Carolina. But yeah, Cooper lost his father, so deserves some time off to grieve with that, and must just be a tough time for him after taking the hit of not winning the gold medal, especially with the team he had, and his father passing away. Our hearts go out to the Cooper family. So hopefully he'll be back behind the bench. I think all reports are he will be back behind the bench at home here on Saturday.
Yeah, it's weird because if anybody's had a close death like in their household, and you've called someone like why can't I think of their hospice? They give you a little book, and it says like your loved one usually dies after, so they don't disappoint you at a certain time while you're all asleep. There's a thing that says, "Oh, I just went to the bathroom," and I wonder if his dad. I think this is why he took a leave of absence earlier this year. And I wonder if his dad just waited for the Olympic moment, and it probably was like this, I want to see this. And then after that was like, okay, now I'm ready. And, Coop, I don't even think came back here. I think he flew straight to Canada and went with his family.
Yeah. So, but the team played pretty good. As you mentioned, 2 goals in that first period, both called offsides. I mean, they were offsides. What are you going to do about it? But either way, I was like, it's okay. The team's looking good, right? And then
that first one we didn't know. The second one, I turned right to you and said Cooch was offsides, and you're like, shut up, don't say that. And I was like, Cooch was offsides. And then next thing you know, you hear the ref going, They they have challenged for offsides, and I was like, it's offsides. And Tony looked back, and I was like, it was offsides. And he's like, no, it was in the entry. I was like, no, he was way offsides. And then he was offsides. But
Yeah.
both of them had redemption. But on that third goal, when Point scored on that, finally, when we got 1-0, nobody cheered. The loudest cheer was when the puck got dropped after the goal, and everybody knew that that goal actually counted.
Yeah, you couldn't cheer because you didn't know what was counting or not. So yeah, it was funny. And then they bounced back in the second period, scored some real goals on sides, and really outplayed Toronto. I thought for most of the game. I didn't think the first period was actually that great. But the middle of the game was good, and then the end, things just kind of, I don't know what the hell we were watching by the end of the game there. But
And so hitting an open net. But we did have the return of Point, the return of Hedman, the return of Dustu, the return of Lilleberg. We were there together. I thought Lilleberg looked great. I wanted Hedman to be re-injured. Obviously, Point looked great. And I thought Dustu was typical Dustu.
Yeah, but it didn't seem like they missed a beat. A little bit of rust out there on both sides, but really it seemed like they're back on track. Didn't take 2.5 weeks off. Some of them didn't take any time off. And then Cooch gets his 700th career assist with 3 points on the night.
He got 701.
Third Russian-born NHLer to reach that mark, and what was it, 8th all time or something like that, or 8th fastest or something, or 2nd fastest? Is that what it was?
No, I didn't tell you that. I think he was like 9th fastest. I think the other one behind him was Sidney Crosby in the current. I think I saw.
So yeah, they looked good. Big win against Toronto. You didn't want to drop that one coming back. And Toronto is one of those teams where it's like, if they don't start winning some games here, if they come out losing a bunch of games in the next 2 weeks, just like our friends down in South Florida, watch out. They're going to start trading players. And this Toronto team does not look good. Like I said, they had some moments last night. I loved the Nylander cherry pick denied by Vasi in the middle of that game, but I didn't think the Leafs looked very good at all. And yeah, they're in the same boat as the Florida Panthers. If they don't get some wins here and some points, they might as well trade some players, because you ain't going to make the playoffs, especially with the teams in the Atlantic right now.
Yeah, I think they waited too long last night to have Nyes on the Matthews line. I think they should have done that early in the game.
By the way, we're going to bring on a special guest here in a second, but I want to throw this graphic up here with our Olympic players with their points. And for some reason, it's not working. But do you know who finished top in points for the Lightning on the Olympics?
And it wasn't.
It was a tie. Jurgensen. Oh, Tom
Jesus has arrived.
Jurgensen, and with all four assists for Latvia, and then JJ Mosier had 3 assists, 1 goal. So those guys actually led the way. Gensel, I felt like kind of had more of a defensive role. It seemed like he was out there when, they were playing against that Celebrini and McDavid and McKinnon line with Matthews. And who's the other guy on that line?
He was their version of Hagel.
Yeah, and Hagel's the same way. So I think all our guys did pretty well. Pontus Holmberg, didn't do much for Sweden. Hedman didn't do much either. He did score a goal, though. Empty netter. All right, let's bring him on. Quick reminder, we're on the Coastal Sports Network. And also, if you do want to go to the game on Saturday and some of the games coming up, use our code SeatGeek.com, strike 20. But let's bring him on. The cool part about this show is we get some cool guests. And those guests are not always necessarily, from the media, former players. We grab some fans. We grab some of the folks out there in the Twitterverse, X, whatever we're calling it these days. If you're a Lightning fan, you're invited to come on this show. So this is his second time coming on. You guys might know him more as the Lightning Review, at Lightning Review on Twitter, but they call him Nolan. We'll give him a lightning strike to join us. What's happening, man? How are you? Are you enjoying it?
I'm so good. I'm so good. Can you hear me okay? How are my levels?
We hear you. Are you enjoying your Lightning hockey this year?
It's this. Okay, everybody loves the Olympics. The games were tremendous. It's fantastic, but I'm not as much of a international hockey guy. I follow the Lightning. That's my gravy, and it was hard being away for these weeks. I'm so glad. I was so happy last night. I was so enthusiastic through the whole game. It's so great just to have the boys back and running as awesome as they are. It was a fantastic night last night. I was so happy.
Yeah, it was good to be back. You're above over the border. You're not in Tampa. You're not even in Florida. You're north of the border, so you don't get to go and sit in the arena like us. But man, it was a refreshing walk to the arena last night. Nice weather. Everyone was buzzing. A lot of talk about Team USA. So I'm sure it's the same kind of feel, when you're a distant thunder out there. But what did you think of that game last night? Did you expect I think you said you're in Ontario, right? Or did you expect Toronto to put up a fight last night?
I'm always nervous about Toronto because I don't know. We've had such great and terrible playoff series with them in the past, and it feels like they're a team that can always screw with us, like Boston, like Florida. But I felt pretty good. Good Lord, the Lightning were a steamroller heading into the break, and Toronto hasn't been, and that's kind of more what we saw. I thought everybody on the Lightning looked terrific. I've got notes about players if you want to get into that one by one, but the Maple Leafs didn't look great. Their goalie played great despite the fact that he let in 6/4 goals. Outside of Oliver Ekman-Larsson, I didn't see a whole lot of hope on that team. But
how'd you feel about Victor Hedman? Because Schooley's been on the hate train for a while now.
Well, I wouldn't put myself on the hate train. I think I think they protected him in Lilleberg pretty well last night, both coming off of injuries. And I say this, I don't want to get on Lilleberg because I know he's got people who really, really love him and a lot of people who really, really don't. The best thing that I can say about him, his performance last night, was that I almost didn't even notice him. He didn't get a ton of minutes, but you weren't looking at, oh my God, where is he? Why is he over? There was none of that. He was always where he was supposed to be. Puck comes in, hit the man, get the puck out. It was all smooth.
He had some good plays. Me and Shooter actually brought his name up at the game, and in a good sense last night. We were like, "Wow, that's Lilleberg.
Yeah.
Welcome back, Lilleberg."
Yeah.
So it was actually a good seeing him, and then we saw Hedman, and we said, "Oh, Hedman's here."
Don't say we. Don't say we. I respect the captain. Okay, he's battling injuries this year. He's getting older.
Battling injuries. I didn't think he was egregious last night. I didn't pull my hair out when he was on the ice. Is he the Norris Hedman? I don't know. Maybe by the time we get back to the playoffs, hopefully he's in good shape. But he. All right, Schooley's got his opinions. I appreciate it. I'd say I'd still want him out there on the power play, not the first unit.
Yeah, I was gonna
the
say
first unit's
he
locked,
lost that job.
But, wow, anybody would lose that job. Like the run Radish is on is unbelievable. Like what a year. But
I thought Radish played really well last night. He was getting some of his shots in. He didn't put a goal in, but let's remember this guy's scoring goals at a ridiculous rate right now. So we're used to seeing him score, it seems like every other game.
Yeah.
But I recall some really solid defensive plays that Radish made, which is part of the whole package of why he's in the Norris conversation now.
Is he?
On a night where they were selling a T-shirt for a charity for him, and if Radish does not love all this attention. He's gone so many years without this attention, and this year there's been a lot of eyes on him, deservingly so. And, a lot of the good, but then there's also the no contract talk. When your whole other decor has now been re-signed during the season, except for one person. But last night, they have a shirt for charity for him with the bald eagle on it, and all eyes on him. And then here he was playing, not scoring, but yeah, like Shooter said, he was good last night.
Yeah, he was ready to go.
Yeah, there were a few moments on the power plays where the puck gets past him. They get the 2-on-1s, but he played the 2-on-1s really well. Like the Leafs, especially early on, they had a lot of odd man breaks, and I think they were all handled really well by the defense, and whatever wasn't was cleaned up by Vasi. So I've got no complaints about any of the decor. I can imagine them going with 7D a lot down the road because it's kind of an embarrassment of riches. They lose guys. The guys that come in step up wonderfully, but then they start getting their guys back. Well, what do you do with them all? Like Carlisle and Crozier are out. What would they do with them if they were still here?
Yeah, because you can't really take the stew out. You can't give Radish less minutes. Mosier arguably is the best defensive men we've had. It's almost like Hedman is kind of the odd man out. It's like, where do you stick Hedman now? You can't bench him like Schooley wants to. But I mean, look at this beautiful shirt, by the way, the bald eagle Radish shirt. I guess the proceeds to that goes to charity too. So get your Radish shirt now, because as predicted by this guy way back in January 1st, or wait, what was our episode was the 31st. We did New Year's Eve. I predicted Darren Radish is going to get traded. Probably the rights to him after the season ends, but you might be only wearing that shirt to the arena this year. It might be a throwback if you want to wear it next year. So there's one guy we haven't brought up yet that I think had a spectacular game, stats wise.
Motherfucking point.
Well, no, him too, but hold on. Stats wise, literally his best game ever. Also got put on the first line. Like, you could put Thomas Schooley on the first line with Point and Cooch, and he's going to get through. Gage Gonzalez. That breakaway goal was sweet. How he undressed the goalie on that, and then I don't know why Ekman Larson was so angry with him afterwards. He was so disturbed by that goal, he started punching him and got a penalty.
He was just frustrated.
Yeah, but man, what a game. Is this just like, do you think, I mean, I don't even know, because I'm thinking, do you think Cooper put him on that line to, hopefully get some confidence up? But Cooper didn't even coach the game. Well,
here's what fascinated me was that Gage is in on all three of those points. Goal, 2 assists, great plays, terrific plays. The give and go with Kucherov, that was fantastic. That goal was sick. But he played 10 minutes less than either Kucherov or Point. Like, he's not getting power play time, but I don't think those guys had 10 minutes of power play time. So
they go 7D last night.
Yeah.
So they were probably double shifting Kucherov. Yeah. And hopefully Point, because like Thomas mentioned, Point looked good. Like, he was flying. He did not look like he has a nagging
also
injury.
A goal and 2 assists for Point last night.
Yeah, that first
Point had 2 goals and an assist, was it?
Oh yeah. Because didn't all of them, and didn't Gage also end with 3 points also?
Yeah, they all had 3
Gage
points.
had 1 and 2 assists, yeah. And DeStew had 2 or 3 points. I know he had 2 assists, 3 assists.
I think he had 2. I don't have
2 assists for DeStew.
But
with that performance, like, even playing with only 11 forwards, Gonzalez still only had about 11 minutes of ice time. which is surprising to me that he would be paired with those guys and then still only hit those numbers. Because like he's a funny guy because you could imagine Paul and Cirelli coming back into the lineup and seeing Gonzalez on the fourth line the next game. Like he can go anywhere. He's capable of playing with the top line, but he's not the guy you want on the top line. You don't want Gage Gonzalez on your first line. Like if he's on your first line as an NHL team, that's not great.
But you know, people were saying that about Hagel back when he was with Chicago. You know,
That's
could
true.
this be one of those diamonds in the rough where Gage has the right teammates like a Hagel did when he
Sure.
had Taze and Kane, and then he learns more from like a Kucherov, a Gensel, a Point. And by the way, Cirelli is expected. I did see that question asked by Matthew. He's expected back on Saturday against Buffalo. So expect Cirelli back on Saturday. But yeah, I mean, this might be his Hagel moment where, and maybe it's the Lightning showcasing him for some kind of trade value.
It could be. Like I think he's got a lot of value, and like at some point down the road, who knows? Maybe he is that gets to that Hagel level. He's got those hidden levels. But like right now, where he is right now in his career, you wouldn't think he's a point a game player, and you want a point a game player on your first line. He had 3 points last night.
Last year, though, what was that? Last year, he did over the 20 goal mark, and that wasn't he over 20 last year? Wasn't he one of them?
About a dozen.
No, Gage wasn't.
Yeah,
I thought he was over. What was he? Last
Everyone
year?
else was. So
I think he was around a dozen.
Trying to look it up.
I'm not trying to take anything away from him. I'm just saying, like with everybody back in the lineup, if he bumps down a couple of
Trust me, that's definitely not a guy I want on the first line either.
Yeah.
But I'm like, did Zettler see something? Is it something Coop had mentioned, or
it's just injuries? You got to slot him in, right? Like if you put Gensel up there, then your second line's looking pretty starved.
yeah, either way, good problem to have. I want to talk about tonight's game a little bit, but Nolan, I got a couple questions for you. Are you a Olympic guy outside of? Well, you said you're not even an international hockey guy, but are you an Olympic guy? Are you a Winter Olympics guy? Do you watch like?
Kind of passively, like I'm not showing up. I gotta get the curling tonight. I just kind of absorb it as it comes through. I appreciate it. I do enjoy it, but I'm not a close follower. So
Okay,
sorry,
I got
real quick.
I did follow the hockey.
To clear up the Gage thing real quick, he was 20 points last year. He had 8 goals, 12 assists, 20 points last year.
20 points. Yeah.
Respectable.
Yeah. No, listen, I guess I'm the only one that doesn't mind him on the first line. Like I said, you could put anyone you want on that first line if it's going to be Point and Cooch. Just stand in front of the net. Like Cooch will bounce the puck off you and in intentionally.
The Sheary classic.
And man, Cooch, like we talked about point fly, and like Cooch had some nasty moves last night. There was one in the first period where it was just a subtle little like move on his skates, and he just juked out the defender that was in front of him. I don't know who it was, but yeah, you could tell Cooch and Vasi could have easily had a shutout if like whatever happened in the last 5 minutes of this game didn't happen, because he made some incredible saves this game, and those Russian guys were, you could tell they were ready to play some hockey again last night.
I have one question about the Leafs before we move on to Carolina. If you didn't know the players, if you were approaching that game as a novice to the Maple Leafs and you didn't know, would you have been able to pick out who their big star was based on play alone?
If you're saying Austin Matthews, no, he didn't stand out at all. I thought Nylander played a little bit better, had some more chances, showed a little bit more.
Tavares played better than Matthews.
Yeah.
Tavares played good. Maybe Matthews was tired.
Maybe he was.
But no, you're right. That team's in trouble. I really think the losing Mitch Marner, intentionally or not, like, I don't know if it was a whole cap situation where they just had to move on from him, but like, you don't trade away a guy that scores 100 points. Like, it's going to mess up your team and replace him with nobody. Like, what were they thinking? I mean, I guess maybe it's like, oh, we're good now. We finally have a goalie who's respectable and can win a playoff series. But like, my God, Toronto, what are you doing?
But Nolan, going back to what you said earlier with, they had breakaways. They had tons of breakaways last night. So if we didn't have someone like Vasilevsky in our net, I think someone who didn't know who the captain was would have said, holy cow, this Toronto team is just full of stars, because they had breakaway after breakaway after breakaway yesterday. Shorthanded chance after shorthanded chance after shorthanded chance. Yeah. And it was Vasi that saved our ass yesterday early in that game.
Defense too. Defense made some good plays on 2-on-1.
There was way too many breakaways going the other way. Odd man rushes going the other way. So I think if you didn't have someone from Vasi there, it easily could have been the other way around. Yeah, and we had some fans behind us talking and saying how the Toronto hasn't done anything, and what was it, Shooter? That it was the Maple Leafs being bad themselves or something, and that Tampa wasn't doing anything. I'm thinking, no, Toronto's just got shut down from Vasi. It was Vasi that kept us early in that game.
Yeah, he helps quite a bit in those cases.
Yeah, there was some sloppy play, I think, from both sides. There was a long kind of stretch of play in the first period where they were all just in the middle of the ice in front of Vasilevsky, and it looked like a bunch of kids. The puck just bounced around, and nobody could put a stick on it. And it's to think, okay, they haven't played in a couple of weeks. It shows.
And White Tyson did start skating towards that center line when Stolarz got involved in that little skirmish with Ekman Larsson and Gonzalez. Vasi did start skating up, and you saw the head go up looking to see if he had to go over there and handle some business. But then he started backing back up into his net. But it would have been
Did they show that on TV, Nolan?
No. Because they just showed the Toronto end.
He went almost all the way to the blue line. He skated up a little bit. He was ready.
He had the head up. He was looking, and he was waiting. He was waiting for someone to call his name, ring the bell, or tag him in or something. He was ready to go.
One thing that they did point out was that Cooch was the first guy in to back up Gonzalez.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, a lot of fans don't realize. I think Lightning fans realize it now, but Cooch, he's a physical player, and he doesn't back down. Obviously, the team doesn't want him fighting anyone, and a lot of guys go after him, like we saw before the Olympic break.
He's a team guy. He's 100% a team guy, right?
Absolutely. All right, so we gotta get it going here because we got a game in 15 minutes. Puck drop. This will be a good game tonight. This is the number 1 team in the East versus the number 2 team in the East. Carolina Hurricanes are playing well like they have been in the regular season for the last several seasons. We did play then December 20th. That was the first game of our 11-game winning streak over the new year. 6-4 win. We went down 3-0 in the first period of that game. At home, they didn't have Seth Jarvis. They didn't have Slavin in that game. We came back, tied it up 3-3 in the second, and then it was the Canes who actually took another goal lead in the third period, and the Lightning were able to bounce back from that lead again and win 6-4. Nikita Kucherov, he leads the Bolts in scoring versus the Canes. He's got 41 points in 30 games against them. Vasilevsky, who I don't know if anyone's watching, you can tell us. I don't think Vasi's going to play tonight because he played last night.
They just came out on the ice for warm-up. Same lineup as last night, except for Johansson as the goalie.
Okay, so JoJo is 1-1, 938 save percentage. Not bad against the Hurricanes.
938 is pretty good.
Yeah. And this should be a really good game. It should be really interesting to see how this shakes out with the Lightning playing last night, quick turnaround to play tonight, and the Canes haven't played yet. So they're going to have that fire or that rustiness, maybe both, in their game tonight. What do you think we're going to see, Nolan? Are we going to see the Lightning kind of jump on things because they're fresh, they played together last night, or you think they're a little bit tired and the Canes are just ready to go because they've had this break?
It could be good tired, like they've got their legs under them. Last night was a good game, but it wasn't a terribly physical game. Like it wasn't just a meat grinder out there. So hopefully they're not too banged up and sore. But yeah, they'll have a little bit of momentum maybe and can carry that on. Hopefully the Canes are a little bit discombobulated, not quite there yet. First period clunkiness where the Lightning can just roll. You can hope anyway.
I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. Both these teams play fast. Both are very, very aggressive. Very similar teams, actually. So, Schooley, what do you think? You think the Canes come out flat, or you think the Bolts come out tired? Those are your only two options.
Flat. By the way, this stat just came out. Kucherov has 52 points in the last 22 games. New Jersey has 50 goals in their last 26 games.
Jeez. That's crazy.
Wow.
Here's another stat for you. This will be JoJo's 100th career game.
Oh, wow.
JoJo's the wild card. JoJo is he's been so good this year. He's not always been perfect. Sometimes you're going to get a one goal allowed, 32 saves. Sometimes he allows a touchdown.
Lilleberg was scratched. So Lilleberg, Paul, and Crozier are the scratches, and Douglas are scratches tonight.
Who's in for him?
And looks like they're just going with 6. Yeah. So they're just going to go with what I see was the stats. I was just looking at what Eric Erelson was putting out. So it looks like just projected line defense: Moser, McDonough, Hedman, Radish, Chernak, and Distu.
Interesting.
And Carlisle.
Oh,
all right.
That's true.
Yeah,
They're stuck with Carlisle now. You can't send Carlisle back. He's going to get picked up in waivers if they send him down.
And Bussy is in goal for Carolina. Bussy.
That guy's been awesome.
Bussy. B-U-S-S-I. Yeah, Bussy.
He's their rookie goaltender who's setting all kinds of records. I think he's already got the record for wins by a rookie goaltender. So, hey, that'd be nice. I'd like to see a welcome to the NHL moment where Vassy fights Bussy.
It's gonna be crazy. Like the rookie wins for a goalie?
Yeah, I think
he's been some crazy goalies, like for rookies.
I think he's already got that.
He's already got it.
That's
crazy.
For wins. And I might be wrong on that. I don't have these stats in front of me. I do have some stats in front of me to keep an eye out for today. We mentioned JoJo. Brandon Hagel is sitting at 199 career assists. So he saw Cooch get 700. Brandon Hagel could get assist 200 tonight with 1 assist. And then Jurgensen has 98 career goals. So, hey, it could happen. He could score 2 tonight. So we're on the 100 goals watch for the big Latvian. All right, I want to ask you, Nolan.
Yeah,
we're at that time. It is the trade deadline looming. JBB does not usually hold back. Who is on your wish list? What would you like to see JBB do to get this team ready to win a Stanley Cup? There's a missing piece out there. And Nolan's in charge of the roster.
Get me a rugged, little bit of offense, depth forward, Braden Shen.
Oh, okay.
Maybe too expensive.
Bringing in the Shens. Well, someone's got to go the other way. That'll be the interesting part about this trade deadline is we've actually got some pieces that can go the other way that are NHL ready, which is good because we certainly don't have very many first-round draft picks.
Trade away the 2029.
Yeah, that's interesting, and we're going to be talking a lot on this show about the trade deadline for a couple weeks here.
Well, it's going to be defensemen going out, right?
I would assume that you've just got too many right now, but can you ever have too many NHL defensemen on a roster? Like, it'd be naive to think that none of these guys are going to have any injuries throughout the rest of the regular season and playoffs. Like, just injuries happen, especially to defensemen.
I guess it's just a matter of keeping them all without losing somebody on waivers when you got to send a body down or something. Like, does anybody know what happened with Finley? Like, was that deliberate? Did they let him go deliberately, or were they trying to send him down, losing Finley on waivers?
I think
they were trying to send him down.
They wanted him to play for the last couple weeks in Syracuse, and I think they tried to get a little sneaky, backdoor waivers, and just like that, he's gone. Did you really think that he was going to stick long term with? I know it wasn't many. It was like 18 games or something, maybe more than that. He has a small sample, right? This is really his first year in the NHL. Did you see him sticking if they were able to keep him?
If they were able to keep him, I didn't think he was a difference maker, but he was a useful piece because of our having a hard time keeping healthy bodies up front. Like he's a center, right?
You
saw St. Louis kept him and cut Matthew Joseph today. Sent Matthew Joseph down. So put him on the waiver wire. So obviously they're liking that Finley over that. And by the way, you were right, Shooter. Bussy on February 1st won his 21st game, breaking an NHL record for their most wins by a goaltender through their first 25 games, which was held by Andrew Hammond and Bill Durham.
The way they break up these records, like
I know.
The first 25 games, like, is that a record then? Like, what are we keeping track of here?
I'd like to know what the goalie wins by a rookie is.
I'm sure we're going to see on the broadcast tonight.
Yeah. No problem.
About 20 minutes.
Several times. All right. Well, let's do some predictions for tonight's game, and let's get out of here because I still got to eat some dinner while I'm watching this game. And
most wins by a rookie goaltender in a single regular season is 41, achieved by Pell Lindbergh of the Philadelphia Flyers in 82 and 83. Steve Mason also posted a high total of 33 wins in 2008-2009.
So wait, where's he at right now? He had 21 was the record, 25 games in, but where's he at now? Like 30?
So 41 is the record.
School, you're supposed to be on top of
predictions for tonight. Sorry, I'm doing someone. Let's do the predictions for tonight. Bolts win 3-2.
Wrong.
4.
Bolts win 7-4.
7-4. I guess last time they played, they won 6-4, so that's not too crazy.
You said it would be a high-scoring game. You convinced me.
Listen, I'm going with my
Lucy has 23 wins.
20. Okay, he's got a while to go. He's got to break that record. That's not going to be easy.
You'd have to start and win just about every game the rest of the way.
Yeah, that'd be tough to do. I'm going with the standard answer of 3-2 for this game. I think the Bolts will pull it off. Although, I mean, let's be realistic. This is going to be a tough game. Back to back, they haven't played in a while. They're a very good team. We got the best of them last time. They didn't have their best players, so let's not all freak out on X if we
Johansson hasn't
lose
played.
A game. Let's just
Johansson hasn't played since forever. I think the last time
in a year.
Yeah, I think the last time he played, like I can't even remember when. Was it early February? No, didn't play in February. January. It had to have been January.
He must have got 2 games in during the point streak. So, all right, Nolan, tell the people where they can find you if they don't already follow you.
I'm on Twitter at Review Lightning. I'm at Review Lightning because somebody took Lightning Review and posted one photo of a bolt of lightning and never used their account again. So at Review Lightning.
We feel your pain. Whoever out there is hoarding at We the Thunder, and that's it. Because I said We the Thunder podcast. Some jerk who hasn't been using, like, to be fair, they had the account 10 years ago, but they don't use it. So I got your name right. So wrong. Make sure you go find them at Review Lightning. One last question for you. You might not know the answer, but you know the history better than we do. Is Jake Gensel the only Lightning player to win a gold medal and a Stanley Cup?
So
I can't remember if anyone.
I don't think so, because all the guys that went to Torino, they lost. They crashed out.
No, that's the only one. Because if you think the USA has never won a gold medal since '80, which was before the Lightning were around.
I don't think the Lightning sent any players to Vancouver, unless was Dan Boyle on that team, but he wasn't with the Lightning anymore. If he was,
well, Gensel didn't win the cup with the Lightning. Oh, there you go, Frederick Modin.
Did he win an Olympic gold?
I believe they did. Finland, right?
I thought he was a Swede. Am I wrong? I probably am.
Let's see. And then we're going to end this thing because we got a hockey game to watch. Frederick Modin. Oh, that's so weird. If you pull him up, he's in a Atlanta Thrashers jersey on. That threw me off. You're right.
Columbus?
You're right. Swedish. And of course, I'm on NHL.com, so it's not going to tell me. Come on. He is a Swede, and he is a Olympic champion. Gold medal.
Won Olympic gold medal in the ice hockey with Team Sweden at the 2006 Winter Olympics in Turin, Italy. He was a key forward on the team, contributing to their victory in the tournament, which was held just over a decade after he began his NHL career.
And he's on the triple gold. Olympic,
World Gold Club. I win in 2006 Olympic gold, added into his 1998 World Championship gold and his 2004 Stanley Cup gold with the Tampa Bay Lightning. Modin became a member of the Triple Gold Club.
How's this guy not in the Lightning Hall of Fame yet? Oh, wait, he is, isn't he? All right, we got to go. Hey, Nolan, thanks for jumping on with us. We really appreciate it. Make sure you go follow him. Great follow on Twitter. Always has some good stuff that you're posting, so we appreciate that.
Thank you so much, guys.
You want to tell to the people before we get out of here?
No.
Schooley, you got anything?
Let's go Bolts.
All right, puck's about to drop. Until next week, we will be back regularly scheduled time. Make sure
maybe with a good guest.
Make sure you follow us because there might be a pretty big announcement on who's coming on next week. We're not going to say anything yet, but make sure you follow at We the Thunder Pod. Until then,
Misha, if you're still on here, Misha, you definitely want to stay tuned.
Until then, this has been We the Thunder. Don't forget to be the Thunder.
That's it. From the Bay, headsets on, volume up. This is Bo's country.